early in the day, high and low first thing in the morning. Looks like I might have had the sequence out of order, but sometimes that happens when they're right on top of each other. It's kind of hard to determine what's in front of the other. In any case, we had a high and a low there, and then we had another low. It's about 115, so between 1 and 2. And there's supposed to be a low correlation here at the end of the day. Looks like we're pretty much set up for that taking place right now. We should see some sideways rotation along the low, and then if we see a big move higher near the close, I would say that's an opportunity to open up a short position. Let me just double verify that. Really? Hey B, having some issues with my computer right now. Microsoft puts. What do I think about getting Microsoft puts? And by that, I'm guessing that you mean right now. I'm advising caution. I'm seeing decline having opportunity to open up a long position, and a move out of that decline, a pretty notable move out of that decline to the upside. So it might make sense to put on some puts now and close them in the midst of that Princess of Cups tomorrow. Let me see, just double verify that. Lover's card. I always forget if it's a maybe or a yes. I think it's a yes, but I just want to double check. Yeah, it's a yes. Okay, yeah, I would go ahead with that. I would say open up puts, but be in with the intent to sell them tomorrow in the midst of a decline, and then tomorrow's decline probably is an opportunity to open up a long position. If it's anything like, uh, if it's anything like the S&P 500, we've got a prominent trough, like on the cusp of the 22nd, 23rd, or the 23rd there, prominent trough. And then it looks like we revisit a crest, and then we have an unexpected move to the upside to a highest high there on the 25th, which is looking really realistic, to be quite frank. It's looking pretty realistic. All right, so this is that end of day low correlator that we're into, and we should see some sideways rotation. We might see a big move. Depends on how it depends on like how close we get to that RSI toward like as we near the close, but there is a chance of like a notable move to the upside there. And if there is a notable move to the upside, I would say that's probably opportunity to open up a short position. So we probably see some sideways rotation along this 200-day moving average. Well, I'm looking at this on a 60-minute. Jeez. I'm like, why does this look so neat? You're welcome, B. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support, too. So I'd say tomorrow... Yeah, I would probably use any move to the upside at the end of the day here to open up a short position. And then it looks like tomorrow we probably drop in the pre-market pretty notably, but then there's a move to test resistance in the first half hour or so, followed by a decline through key support. And that test of resistance is probably an important price level on the scale of like a 1 month. There's nothing telling me to open up a short position here, which is part of why my sense is it makes sense. The other reason for it is that this man, I'm having like such indigestion today. I'm sorry, guys. The translucent yellow is a correlation to the Princess of Wands from the prior day, so there's opportunity there in the midst of that move higher. Highs also here. Highs for the day precede a decline. I'm gonna get a new computer soon. This one's overheating too fast. I like put an ice pack underneath it and the ice pack's melted, which is why it's heating up. Are you talking about for SPYB? There's a bit of a rally in on the first, but it does end, looks like, to the downside. Where's that number 2? June 2nd kind of looks mixed when I look at the 1 day. Looks pretty mixed, but probably to the downside, although it's nullified, so it's a little difficult to read. I believe the June monthly finally came out on YouTube for publicly. You could have got that thing like before May even started. I'm pretty sure. If you were on the mailing list, you could have got it at the beginning of the month if you're on early access. Or is it the other way around? Might be the other way around. See, this is right here is the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support level, which you could say this was the key support level. So we broke down through it. That was the Hangman card. Also, Satiety Energy, which is selling from an overbought crest or peak. Satiety Energy is the cross reading correlation. It relates to the sequence of events on the 1 month. Man, my computer's really slow. Right, the Satiety card, it correlates to that, which is a selling from a peak or crest, an overbought peak or crest selling down to. Now we've hit the lower end of RSI on a 1-minute chart. Let's check it, take a look at a 5-minute chart and see what it's looking like. If it lets me. I'm going to grab an ice pack for my computer. Hopefully it's frozen again. I'll be right back, guys. We might have already seen the wealth card, which is why I say if we see one. Like sometimes like these two cards will combine together. You have this halting of a bullish trend, but also a correlation to opportunity to open up a short position, which you can see this very well was an opportunity to open up a short position. So it's in all likelihood we saw it, but if we didn't see the move to the upside, we should see it right around the close after some sideways rotation. And we'll know we've seen the bottom of this drop to a low when we see sideways rotation along a support level. Hey, Robert. The land of jail. How are you, my man? So I'm like super ahead, guys. I'm recording July readings now. like the July subscriptions. I'm doing all those readings today and tomorrow. Super ahead. But with that said, it makes the early access even more important because like I reviewed May in the July. Like we're still in May, so I'm doing a quick review of May like I did for Dogecoin. I got the high so far, the low, I had a low correlation early in the month and it didn't end up being it, which indicates to me that the lowest low is in another day. Um Matter of fact, let's take a look. So this is a good example of why you never trade like I'm right all the time. You should be a responsible investor because with that you'll get a significant edge. But if you trade like a gambler, you're gonna get gambler results. It doesn't matter right or wrong. It's just how it goes. Um, so here I had a low here on the first second. We didn't have a low here on the first second. We had a high here on the fifth, sixth. You can see we had a high here on the fifth. So that's pretty solid. Um, and I think with that said, this not being the low, what we're going to see is probably a low around the 24th, 25th. And the reason why I'm bringing this up now is because I just did the recording for the July reading. Unless you follow like the lives and I talk about it, like when I review something like a May reading and a July reading, like only early access people are going to see like this update that I'm talking about where we're talking about like readjusting where we see the low for Dogecoin in the month of May. Hopefully that makes sense. Early access is only $29 a month, guys. You get like everything that comes out publicly, you get or like almost a month in advance, sometimes more, sometimes less, but we're averaging about a month in advance of when it comes out on YouTube for free. Fluck. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing. That's not really a good thing in jail, is it? That means there's lots of people getting arrested. I guess that's always the case. See, there's an ice pack under my computer right now. Oh my god, my computer's so much cooler. Crazy. I got the last MacBook Pro that utilized Intel chips before they went and they started using their own chip. And the reason why they started using their own chip is because the Intel chips would heat up too much. It's just too much of a load for Intel chips. Right, so this is looking like we're getting into sideways rotation here. We might go lower. I mean, we might go a bit lower. We haven't on a 5-minute chart. We haven't hit the lower end of RSI yet. Reason why I think this could be a good spot for us to kind of like starts doing this sideways rotation and halt this decline is that we're right there by that 200-day moving average. We've gone well through it on the 1 minute, but on the 5 minute, still some ways to go there. Although this is looking pretty bullish right now, guys. On the 5 minute, nice jump there. We're coming up on like the last 15 minutes here. It's the last 15 minutes of trading. So this is where if we do see a prominent move to the upside, like the closer we get to the close, the more likely we are to see that. I would take that opportunity to open up a short position, and you could close the short position at the end of the day or towards the end of the day tomorrow. We're going to have a failed attempt to break through key resistance. It'll be a key technical price level on the scale of a 1 month at least. And then that's followed by a failed attempt to break through key resistance. That's where the high is, and then we decline pretty notably. Yeah, and there's a lot of bullish volume into that high out and starting out of a decline. It looks like. Yeah, so tomorrow basically I would open up now. I would open up the short position. Well, maybe not now, but in the midst of a move to the upside, if we see one, I would open up the short position, hold it overnight, close it at the end of the day. Not at the close, a little bit before the close, and we'll talk about it tomorrow during the live. But you want to get it. You want to close it after we have this like we meet resistance, key resistance, and then we decline from that key resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down into what appears to be a trough, probably about 330. Another strong reason for it is that we have a correlation to an important trough or low for the month here on the 23rd, as indicated by the downward pointing red star. More, it's seeming more and more likely that I really feel like there's going to be a move there, but if there isn't, this is becoming more and more likely to be where the wealth was combined with the hangman card. But I don't know. I think there's a move there. We have 11 minutes still. We're doing sideways rotation right now. Basically, that's what we're seeing. Right? That's sideways rotation, if you ask me, along support, indicating a low. It doesn't mean we don't see lower sideways rotation. That's the thing. That's why you got to be careful. Even with this information that we have, there's still holes in knowledge until time transpires. That's just the nature of seeing things in the future, if you will. A prison deck. Jeez. All right. Will Apple hit $160 by June 2nd? Will Apple hit $160 by June 2nd? Yes or no? That's a no. Yeah, here we go. So this is looking like more like a more and more like a low right here. So notable low. That's the low correlator here. We had the low correlation here between 1 and 2. It happened at about 115, I believe. There was a trough here. We indicated it between 10 and 11. 1058, boom. And then we had a high and a low, both within close proximity to the open. Rally increasing with momentum at the open, followed by a significant amount of price change taking us into a low there. Hey, it's a Braze. Oof. When would be a good time to buy between now and then for SPC? I mean, I'm holding it. That's a good idea to buy and hold SPC through the end of the year. But let's take a look and see if there's any good opportunities to get in here. We did see a pretty big move today. Did it just close on me? Oh. Nice move today. Nice move today. Yeah, so this was. This is us moving into a peak or crest that we'll see in early June, it looks like there. Um, hmm. I mean, to be frank, I would probably just get in, man. Off of the peak or crest that we see in early June, there's a decline, but it's not standing out as like a prominent trough for the year. It's not. It'll be a notable decline off of the peak or crest, but it doesn't seem to like last. We're rallying into the end of the month there as well. Well, we break down actually from that rally, but there's no like correlation to a low significator or a low or trough for the month for the year. So I would say from a 1 year standpoint, you probably just want to get in, my man. Um, I was telling people this was opportunity here. From the standpoint of May, there's going to be a decline on the 30th that'll offer opportunity to open up a long position. Probably will decline into the 31st, and that's where you open up the long position before a big move reaching for a distant resistance. But that's after several days ahead of us where we go up. So, I mean, I was telling people to get in before, not necessarily the best timing now, but in the grand scheme of things, you'll still make money. Hope that helps, my man. Hey, AV1111, UPST had a nice rally today. Is there more to come in the next 2 to 3 months? More rally? So you want to know if it's going higher in the next 2 to 3 months? Yes or no? Yes, it actually pushes the upper end of a range higher. That's awesome, Robert. That's how you get good at it. You know, that's how I developed the system. Literally doing the same S&P 500 1 day reading by the hour every single trading day possible for me to do it. Like I've got thousands. There's old hard drives that have photos of readings that I did of the S&P 500 and other stocks. You're welcome, AV. Guys, if you're interested in this, learning about the system, we do offer a book that teaches you the system, which we call Eso-Meta analysis. It's really the third form of analysis developed by us here at Investor Profit Tarot for Traders. It's a third form of analysis, and it's more accurate than fundamental analysis. It's more accurate than technical analysis because it doesn't like look at past chart patterns to tell you future ones per se. It tells you future chart patterns that are coming. I don't know how else to explain it. It's using future information where all other analysis is using information from the past to deduce the future. It's an illusion, guys. It's an illusion. It's cyclical. It's infinity. It goes on forever. You can manipulate time. You can bend it. You can stretch it. You can shrink it. It's all in the mind, my friends. All in the mind. All in the mind. Your reality is a reflection of the mind. Yeah, I'm holding till 55 to breeze. That's my plan in any case. One of our subscribers, he actually follows it pretty close. He's got a lot of money put into it and into the position for SPC with the trades that we're talking about. Um, and I think he was saying like it's pretty solid to see like an average price level of $20. I think that's what he said. If I'm wrong, he'll correct me in the comments. Will the depth ceiling for will the depth ceiling be approved to go higher in June? Yes or no? Oof. It's another one that throws me off, the Hierophant card. I think it's a maybe. Yeah, it's a maybe. Interesting. Let me try that again. Will the debt ceiling be approved to go higher in June? No. I gotta know that time. NNDM, will there be a recovery in NNDM this year? That's a yes. Out of a decline, and there's the end of a decline marked by a fast sudden move higher. Awesome, Tabriz. That would be really helpful for the channel. Thank you for all your support, my man. Will there be an extension into July for the debt ceiling? Yes, that's an affirmative. Oh, that is SPC. Okay. Yeah, so if you have the ability to trade still, some people are able to trade after hours a bit. In the midst of this move higher, there's probably still a bit of an opportunity to open up a short position. It would have been much nicer to do it at that peak there, obviously, but we're probably going to have another failed attempt at that price level tomorrow based on the science card. That's my thinking. The correlation to the science card, I should say, here in the yellow highlight. Will Disney rally this week and next week? A lot of price change. Looks like there's a top off. It's pretty mixed this week. The following week is looking a bit more bullish, but also mixed towards the end of the week. You're welcome. What do you mean multiply, AV? No, I think it's pretty bullish, but there is a sharp drop in there. There's a couple sharp drops in there, but it's looking pretty bullish. Yeah, June is bullish. Can NNDM, let's say, will NNDM multiply this year by 2 to 3 times? I got 3. I got 3 times. Appreciate it, Robert. Robert is recommending people watch the 10-year videos because there's good data on there. He's right, there is. No, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go if you're looking to hold a short position into June. It's probably not. I mean, if I'm wrong about a lowest low first thing in the month, then it would probably be around here, like around the 12th, but or the 9th maybe. But my sense is that it's here first thing. We have highs at the end of the month. There's a bit of a drop off of the end of the month of June into, May into June, and then this sharp drop on the 14th. But it's bullish overall. You're welcome to raise. Appreciate the feedback, AV. Any last questions, guys, before I roll? Guys, also, if you're interested in opening up a brokerage account, especially if you got a Robinhood, guys, I highly recommend avoiding Robinhood because they don't give you access to your funds after a trade like immediately. Like no trader can trade that way. That's just it's too slow. It takes hours sometimes. They don't have as good charts. I would say a better way to go is Webull. If you sign up for Webull, which there's going to be a link in most of the descriptions, or sorry, there's going to be a link pinned in most of the comments of the new videos. A link to it's a referral link. If you click through that link to open up the Webull account, which is free, by the way, we both get up to 24 free shares of stock. I've gotten free shares of stock from them many times before. It's totally legit. Highly recommend Webull. Even if they weren't giving good shares or giving away shares, I would say Webull's still the way to go, my friends. Good way to support the channel. Not as good as paying for something, obviously, but still, it's a cool, fun little thing. CRO for January. What's CRO looking like in January of 2024? A pretty notable decline from a prominent peak. It's the tower card. All right, thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I actually didn't get to Florida yet. I had more work to do, so I stuck. But we're leaving Wednesday morning, so most likely Wednesday and Thursday I will not be on live. So if you've got questions about those days, I'd say bring them to the live tomorrow for sure. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Always follow that rule of karma. Remember,